Vshojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by Vshojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And
So, Vshojo is essentially, if anyone doesn't know, is just a large corporation that houses a lot of talent. Yes, there has been there has been numerous amounts of issues with Vshojo over the years. Same with pretty much any company that houses talent, whether it's contractual obligations or and not living up to them, false promises, different things, as well as just how they treat their individual talents, especially with what some of these VTubers have to go through, is insane. Especially because VTubing has sadly been very dictated by idol culture, and that like there's a whole lot to dig into there. I am not the person to really dig into idol culture, but let's just say there's some very strict and stringent standards on somebody's personal life, for lack of a better way of explaining that. But her leaving Vshojo is big.
how important I was for the company, and I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed.
And this is a big point. This is part of what I'm jumping around. Without IronMouse, I don't know if Vshojo is going to be the same thing. I have a feeling that IronMouse leaving might make an exodus for anybody who is able to leave their contracts right now. And that's going to be the key thing, is seeing the aftermath of what's going on. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of legal battles ahead for a lot of different VTubers, because if they're treating IronMouse poorly, who is like the face of Vshojo and has been for years, who once again, possibly the largest VTuber in the community, this is going to be big news across. So you're going to see pretty much everybody discussing it. But it's like I think this could very well be the end of Vshojo as we know it. And that is, the doomer in me saying it, because quite frankly, this might need to be the wake up call that they've had, that they need. They need this wake up call. A lot of these companies need the wake up call, like that. Like, you won't be able to have your talents forever, especially if you treat them poorly. If you go back on promises, especially if it's what's going on with IronMouse.
My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant
So that's what I mean by the biggest VTuber on the planet. Over 300,000 subscribers is insane. And I know she goes into it a little bit, but due to the nature of the contracts, a lot of the times the money doesn't go directly to the talents. I don't know 100% how it works, but it goes into essentially a pool. It works on like the not multi-level, the multi-channel network, the MCN basis, is essentially what Vshojo, for lack of a better term, really realistically is the host company that networks across multiple channels, multi-channel network. That's more or less what Vshojo is. Plus, people, they help get brand deals, other things that I think old school multi-channel networks didn't necessarily do. But rather than the money going directly to you, it goes to the company first, and then gets divvied out amongst the talent, those behind the talent, like any producers, managers, tech, tech support people, moderators, uh, different roles within what goes on. And so, like I said, without IronMouse and like what she does and what she means for the community, I don't think Vshojo exists, because who else can bring in 300,000 subscribers or more during a subathon? Yes, it was for charity. That's she's about to get into that. But it's just like those numbers are unheard of, even amongst like some of the biggest people. I don't even think Ninja hit that when he was the most sub, or when he was like the largest streamer on Twitch. I could be wrong on the numbers, but
That we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked Vshojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, Vshojo has not paid the charity.
this is insane. Like, this is what I mean by like if these companies not holding contractual obligations. All right, so this is editing Connor here. I was trying to get into the point of with the contractual obligations that they were not holding up to, is that it widely affects more than just IronMouse. It affects the people that they were going for, like the charity that did not get the money. It was going for like the amount of money that this can help, or the amount of people that this money can help, is kind of insane. Because that can go towards equipment and different things that they wouldn't otherwise be able to hold, especially if similar people that are like Iron Mouse, who does have the immunodeficiencies. And it is also just like this bad of a breach of contract and breach of promise is going to detract much from Vshojo, who now needs to save face, who needs to know, who needs to figure out like what are they going to do without Iron Mouse, or without the next wave of people that are going to leave behind Iron Mouse. Um, and I know a lot of people that are immunocompromised through various different ways. The most common one is lupus, and it affects so many different people. And this is going to affect so many different people in the aftermath. Even just like anyone who is underneath Iron Mouse and on her team that is still part of Vshojo is going to be heavily affected by what's going on. And in the at the end, it's all going to be Vshojo's fault. There's going to be a lot of downfall from this, and I'm going to be curious to see exactly how this goes. But we just need to stick with Iron Mouse and make sure that like she knows she's doing all right. Make sure we give her the support, and I'm going to let me continue with what my original points were, because I know I didn't say verbatim what I said on the clip, and I do apologize that I did not realize my mic was not in the scene when I switched to my face.
The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity.
The sheer numbers that her and Sea Dog VA are able to pull for these charities is insane. And that's not even accounting for their own numbers personally, but that's besides the point. I don't even know why felt the need to say that. And oh, I guess personally for the company, for Vshojo, because they are losing because of this inaction. They are losing one of their highest tiered people. Not and that's and this is just going to take their name through the mud with everything. And in quite all honesty, there needs to be a shakeup, because like there's been so many other controversies, controversies, dear God, that these companies have gone through. Vshojo is not the worst one, but it as the one that's most prominent, it still gets a lot, and it has a lot of household names underneath, other than just Iron Mouse, although no longer. I'm hoping Iron Mouse can continue and stay strong. I believe in her, but this is, like I said, I think the end of an era. I will put links down below to the charity. We need to stay strong with Iron Mouse and show Vshojo that they need her more than she needs them, especially after this. Like, I don't think she's gonna lose anything, but Vshojo is gonna lose everything.